Well, I think that diversity as an issue of a society issue will be the biggest issue of the big cities and middle-sized cities in Europe, but across the world in the coming decades. So the big question is, how will we live in big cities together with people who are clearly very different from each other? This will be the biggest challenge in the new decades for our cities. So we need to understand to do this in a way that it's comfortable and safe and interesting and enriching for everybody. My name is Maurice Crul. I'm working as a professor at Vrije Universiteit in Amsterdam. And we did a big survey and project on people without migration background in European cities. We have done for 40 years research into migrants, their children and their grandchildren, but people without migration background living in these cities together with migrants are the forgotten group in research. So that's why we focused on this group and how they participate to the diverse society and how they consider living in these diverse places. Are they happy about it, or they feel frictions or conflicts? So we found a number of results of our research. And one of the most important researches is that living in diversity for people without migration background doesn't happen by itself. We found that usually people see diversity as enriching, but when it comes to their close social circles, people without migration background, people of Dutch descent, German descent, Swedish descent, usually do not have a mixed friendship group. And we found out that actually people have to learn to do diversity, because many people without migration background have not experienced that kind of diversity in their youth or in the schools they went to. So they feel what we call a certain belonging, uncertainty in diverse contexts. But for policymakers, I think it's also important to make a real conscious shift in integration policies or diversity policies. For 40 years, the emphasis of diversity and integration policies has been aimed on migrants and their children and grandchildren. And people without migration background have often been forgotten in these policies. So what policymakers need to do is also to redirect their efforts to also include people without migration background in their thinking and their policies towards creating a safe and comfortable, diverse city context. So it needs psychological but also political will to address also people without migration background, that they have a role and also a task in this to make diversity work in a city or a neighborhood. Because again, it doesn't happen by itself. And this means that we have to make an effort, all of us, not only people without migration background, but also people with migration background, to engage with each other, to meet each other, to understand each other. And this needs a real new policy that includes both people with migration background and without migration background.